Well, hello, hello. So I decided to pivot for this month's live because I realized that unless I have physical samples of things that I can share with you, and I need, and for this, I need pictures, I have to do a pre-recorded video so that I can show you pictures. Because if we do a live, I can't share a screen or do any of that. So a couple of months ago, I think I did like tile and countertop. So I had samples, and so it worked out really good. But for this, with lighting, bathroom lighting, I decided I'm going to have to do pictures, and it's much easier to do it this way. So right before I posted this video, I did a really quick live to see if anybody came on with any design questions. And hopefully somebody did. I don't know because I'm pre-recording this, but as I said, I want you guys to use this group to, ask questions about me, for me, for the other people in this group. I do my best to create engagement, and I kind of feel like it kind of just gets ignored most of the time. But I have made a goal that I'm going to start posting more frequently again, like I did earlier in the year. I may be repeating some information with you guys because there's so much information already posted in the group, but I digress. So let me talk to you guys today about bathroom lighting. And I thought the best way to do that is to share a presentation that I just did last week with a real life client. We are doing 3 bathrooms and her kitchen, their kitchen. But I thought I'm going to just share with you the slides from her presentation for her 3 bathrooms. And I'm going to walk through why I am making the changes that I am asking them to make in these bathrooms. So let's get started. This is how their master bathroom looks like today. It is a very small bathroom. This is a very typical master bathroom. About 20 plus years ago, I think this house was built. Double sinks. I think that vanity is like 67 inches. And the challenges to me when I first come in and look at this is that the ceilings are high. I think they've got 9-foot ceilings, which is great. But then they mount this light really low, and you have all this kind of wasted space up top. And then you've got these 2 small mirrors, and then you've kind of got this space in the middle where all most of the light is. And so you're really not getting good light where you need it. So here are some of the suggestions that I made to these clients. So let's see how I'm going to do this. I think I can just... There we go. So we did a rendering. We do these for our clients so that they can kind of see our ideas in colored renderings and elevations versus just black and white. So option number 1 is, instead of doing a light over the mirrors, I kept the 2 small mirrors. We did lighted mirrors, and I did a double light bulb sconce in the middle to kind of fill this space. And then back behind here on this wall, to give it some interest, I suggested a mosaic tile and a textured wallpaper. So she loved the tile idea. I think it's going to really come down to cost of how that's going to play out, but she really loved that idea. So this was one lighting layout. So again, the mirrors themselves are lighted because that's where you need the light. I probably would also suggest, if they were going to go with this option, is that we do some can lights above just to give a little bit of extra light. But this is option 1. And then these were the selections that goes with that rendering. So again, the mirror and the light, and then there's the faucet there. Option 2 is we kind of embrace the single light in the middle, like what they currently have. But instead of 2 small mirrors, we do 1 large rectangular mirror, and that will fill in. This will go all the way across here. And then that allows this light location to make more sense. So they really liked this layout best. They liked the single light with the large mirror, but also loved the idea of tile back there. So we're kind of taking an idea from one option and another and kind of putting those together. So this is what we did in the master bathroom. So let's go upstairs to the guest bath, or this is their daughter. They have a young daughter, and this is her bathroom. And there's a toilet here, and then over here to the side is a tub. But what's unusual about this bathroom is it's got this triangular shapes on the second floor light window that's here. And then there's a hanging light that well, technically it's not hanging, it's just mounted to the ceiling. And that's the only light in the bathroom. There's no light here at the vanity. So what I propose is that we do add a light there, just a traditional 3-light vanity light, a taller mirror, so that we're going to fill in that space again, because there's a lot of space. So the mirror will be a little bit taller, and then we would do the light fixture above that. So you can see it looks more proportionate. And the selections that I showed them was, again, a traditional 3-light vanity light, which I think is great for just a single small vanity, mirror. And then because the light, I keep kind of going back there, the light that's here now is just mounted to the ceiling. I suggest we do a pendant light. So it's got some chain, it comes down, it works with all of the other finishes in the space, and it's a really nice idea. And then option 2 was just everything over here is the same, except I did just a different style light and a different style mirror. So I usually, for my design presentations, I always give my client at least 2 options for the lighting and the mirrors and sink faucets and stuff like that, especially because this is our first time meeting and showing them selections. And I like to give options because you just never know what people are going to like. And I think for this one, if I'm not mistaken, we went with this option, this slide. And they definitely like the single handle faucet versus the widespread, just because when you don't have a lot of countertop space and it's a small vanity, sometimes a single is just a little bit easier and you get a little bit more countertop space for stuff like a soap dispenser or something like that. All right, and the third bathroom in this client's house is their powder bath. So downstairs is a powder bath, and it's a real long and skinny bathroom. I think it's like 3 feet by like 6 or 7 feet long, very, very small. And what they currently have is a sink with a cabinet underneath, and then the mirror, and then the light is on the ceiling. So there's nothing again on the wall. It's up way up high on this 9-foot ceiling. So that's the only light that you're getting in this space. So my suggestion was option 1 is we do one of these these are called console sinks. So they kind of look like a pedestal sink, but they're open and because you don't need to store a lot of stuff in a powder bathroom. And then we did a really skinny, tall mirror. And then I proposed to do sconces on each side of that so that we're filling in that space, but we're getting the light down on either side of someone's face. And then, of course, there's the faucet. And then option 2 is a traditional pedestal sink with a mirror above it with the traditional 3-light vanity light above that. So if they wanted a little more mirror, so we could do a wider mirror there, this was an option for that. And then this was, again, a much skinnier mirror and sconces. And this is what they selected. They liked this layout better. For a powder bathroom, you're not going to be doing makeup. It's really just a place to wash your hands and check your hair. So having a small mirror is not a problem for a powder bath. So we decided to go with this option, which I'm really thankful for because I really like the idea of mixing these metals. We did this is a black faucet, a black mirror, and a black wall sconce. And then this is the polished chrome base on that. So I think I love mixing the metals. All right. So the other thing I'm going to share with you guys is some other real life examples, but before and afters, like real life, of some projects that I did, and kind of walk you through what was wrong with what they had and what we did to improve their space. And if you follow me on Instagram or you've checked out my website, you've probably seen these on my blog. These are some of my favorites. So when I met with these clients, they had a nice long vanity, and the original builder just put this really skinny, tall, what we call those towers right in the middle. And then you just had these really tiny mirrors again and really busy lights. It just did not work at all. So what we did is we took away all of that and was able to give them a tall linen cabinet here at the end. And then we did a sink, a sit down, very small vanity for her to do makeup, and then another sink on this side. And how we decided to do the mirrors is we took trim and we created with the wood trim. It's painted to match the cabinets. So the crown molding goes around this linen cabinet and goes back around and goes all the way and dead ends at the wall. And then we did 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical pieces of trim, and then mounted 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical sconces on that vertical pieces of trim. And it's just a great way to give a lot of great lighting, but also look really nice and built in and pretty. And honestly, it does take some planning, but this design does not cost that much. If they were to go and buy 3 nice decorative mirrors somewhere, and then we had to put the lighting around that, it would have cost probably as much or even more, and it would have been much busier. So by incorporating trim that matches the cabinets, it just creates this synonymous built-in look. So I really, really love it. And there was, and I will say, in all honesty, there was a corner tub here. And so I think what we ended up doing is when we took the tub out, and the tub is still there, we just put it freestanding and it's, straight instead of at an angle. That gave us more room for that tall vanity cabinet. I just can't remember. But you can see there's just so much wasted countertop space here. So I want to say that we pretty much were able to get most of this in that same amount of space, but that's been I did this project like 3 or 4 years ago. Okay, here's a little bit more luxurious bathroom, but again, a lot of people have this. This is a bathroom that had, again, a sit-down makeup vanity in the center, and then a his and a hers sink on each side. So it kind of was like straight and then kind of had these 2 angles, and it just didn't work. So for this client, we did some major wall moving and just created a 90-degree angle. And we gave them, a his and her much larger sink vanity. But really in this design, I wanted to show you is I installed wall sconces on the mirrors. And so we use trim to kind of trim out around these, but we use really large mirrors in here because I like using large, and I like using plate glass mirrors in master baths if you can. And so this was just a really great way. And then up here in the ceiling, I think there's one right there you can see peeking through. We had a lot of can lights to just give some good overhead lighting, but those lights at sconce level, at head level, just is really so great for makeup application. And then last but not least, this is just a most recent bathroom renovation that we finished. This client had a pretty nice large sink. There was a his and hers. There's 2 of these, but you can see they had 2 towers, and it just ate up all of her countertop space. And then they had a plate glass mirror with the sconces mounted on the cabinets themselves. So for this, we did a very similar layout. So we did an uninterrupted countertop. We did 1 single tower here on the end. Smaller than the 2 combined, but still lots of good storage. And again, we used trim. I took it from the cabinet all the way across. We did the crown. We brought 1 piece down here, and then the sconces were mounted on the mirrors themselves. So that's just a trick that I like to do, because it doubles the light. When the sconces are mounted on the mirrors, then the light is reflected and it gives you a lot more light. And it's also just requires a little bit more planning. Contractors kind of like, ugh, when you tell them that you want to do that. But if the boxes for your lights are mounted first, your electrician comes in and puts those little boxes into the wall. And then the trim is put up, and then the mirror guy comes and they measure for the mirror, and they just take measurements. And then when they bring the mirror back, the mirror has holes that matches the size of those junction boxes, and they install that mirror right on top of that. And then the electrician comes back and puts the lights on top. So it's not that hard to do. So anyway, that just kind of goes over some of my ideas and things I like to do for bathroom lights. If I haven't already, I will post this week some tips about measurements of bathroom lights. I think I've already done that a long time ago. And if I did, I'll probably just copy and paste that post and put it in the Facebook group so you can refer back to that. There's a lot of good things in my Pinterest board. I have a Pinterest board called How to Renovate Your Bathroom Like a Pro that I pin a lot of graphics and share some of my favorite bathroom lights. So I'll probably reshare that again. And like I said before, if you've got any questions about your bathroom renovation, please post them in the group. I would love to answer those for you. And last but not least, if you've got any, want to meet with me and talk with me about your bathroom, I do virtual consultations. I'm about to do one in about an hour here. And I will talk through your bathroom. You can ask me questions. It's an hour and a half. We meet on Zoom. I do just like this. I record it and then you have it. And I can talk to you about your bathroom renovation, or if you've got other design questions. It's an hour and a half of you kind of picking my brain. It's a strategy session, I like to call it. And I would love to schedule those. I only schedule a couple of those a month. They're very limited. So if you're interested, visit my website and fill out my contact form. And Mandy, my project manager, will be in touch to schedule that. I'd love to meet with you one-on-one if you'd like to. So I hope you guys have a great day and have gotten some great information from this video, and we will talk soon. Thanks.